We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Today I will talk about basic property of ultrasonic sound. As you know that many applications that are associated with ultrasonic sound in various fields, like as in industry, in medical, in military. So let's start this interesting topic with one animation. So from animation you can predict. Here you have one animal, bat, on other side one insect, and one statement is given: bats navigate using, yes, that is ultrasonic sound. So see, n numbers of animal like as bats, whale, elephant, they use ultrasonic sound for both navigation as well as for communication, and they use very simple phenomena, echo, for navigation purpose. You can see detail about echo and other application associated with ultrasonic sound in my one of the lecture, but here I want to say that see how nature inspire innovators. Same to same phenomena which is used by bat for navigation nowadays, that is utilized in a sonar to find out the depth of sea, to find out the distance of object which are underwater. And not only in case of military or industry, here you can see one of the famous application associated with ultrasonic sound, that is sonography. It is one of the famous diagnostic tool in medical sector. Here also use of ultrasonic sound. I want to show one more application, and my purpose specially to discuss about application before property is that you get awareness. If we have a good idea about property, then it become possible to utilize this phenomena, or we can easily convert this phenomena for the application. As you know that ultrasonic sound have a frequency that is very high, more than 20,000 vibration per second, means 20 kilohertz, that is the starting range of ultrasonic sound. So it is highly energetic, and that's why it become possible to use ultrasonic sound for cleaning purpose. Here you can see one mechanical object, namely carburetor, which is very dirty, grease and dust, both are on that. In technical language, it is known as contaminants. Suppose if you want to clean that, then just put that in tank containing water, past ultrasonic sound, and that's why one phenomena, namely cavitization, small bubbles are generated, and due to that cavitization, means ultimately one kind of vibration, it become possible to clean such a dirty object. Good thing is that you can do cleaning without damaging it. So see how wonderful it is. So object become totally clean. It is not possible to clean such a object with a normal cloth. So it is only single example among many others. So let's start basic things associated with ultrasonic sound. So story start with the sound. In physics, any vibrating body produce sound, or in other word you can say that whenever you have a sound, ultimately vibration is always be there. For example, right now my lips are vibrating, so they are producing sound, and to transmit this sound it is necessary it have a medium may be whatever, gas, liquid or solid. For example, any vibrating, I say that any vibrating body produce sound. For example, here you have musical instrument, so whenever vibration is produced, suppose in guitar string, if you produce vibration, it produce sound. Then that is same for drum or any other object. So sound is nothing but one kind of vibration, and vibration is nothing but one kind of sound, and that's why it is necessary to categorize sound. Here very famous range of sound that human ear can sense, known as audible sound, and its frequency range that is in between 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. So human ear can sense only this much of frequency, and that's why name is given audible sound. Second is ultrasonic sound, and this is associated with our chapter. So here frequency range that is more than 20 kilohertz. 20 kilohertz means 20,000 vibration per second. It is very huge frequency, and that is known as ultrasonic sound. Normal human cannot hear it because that is above the frequency range of human ear sensing. If you have a very shorter frequency below 20 Hz, then that is known as infrasonic sound. Earthquake, volcanoes, such a natural activities produce infrasonic sound. Definition point of view, its frequency range that is 20 to 20 Hz. Sometimes there is a confusion also regarding one term, supersonic traveling. That is totally different than audible sound, infrasonic sound and ultrasonic sound. Whenever any object that travel with a speed higher than the speed of sound, at that time one boom is created, that is known as ultrasonic boom, and phenomena is known as supersonic traveling, and that speed is also known as Mach 1 speed. in different unit I have put over here, but that is slightly different than our previous three definition. Before starting, once again it is necessary we have a full idea about various aspect, especially amplitude, wavelength, and mainly direction of wave traveling, means direction of propagation, as well as direction of vibration. So both are necessary, because based on that it is possible to differentiate transverse wave and longitudinal wave. I have put one animation, using that you can easily understand. Transverse wave, in case of transverse wave, movement of particle are at a right angle, means 90 degree, perpendicular to motion of energy. So here direction of wave traveling, that is in x direction, vibration of particle, that is in z direction, both are at right angle, and that's why we can say that the waveform is transverse type. So now you can see direction of wave, that is in x, direction of particle, that is in y, and angle between both is 90 degree. So such a wave, they are known as transverse wave. In case of longitudinal wave, movement of particles are parallel to the motion of energy. So let's see once again here, direction of wave, that is in x, and motion of particle, that is on also x. So both are parallel, and that's why such a wave known as longitudinal wave. Now you can clearly see that here direction of wave, that is also in x direction, and movement of to and fro particle, that is also in x. So such a waves known as longitudinal waves. And here also you can easily understand both the types of waves, transverse waves and longitudinal wave. But in case of longitudinal wave, one region, that is compressive, and second, that is rarefractive. Means in compressive part, density of particle, that is high. In rarefaction part, density of particle, that is very low. In general, in case of transverse wave, we know that part as a crest and throat, જેને ગુજરાતીમાં આપણે ગર્ત અને શૃંગ તરીકે ઓળખીએ છીએ. But whenever we have a superimposed position, means one wave that is a transmitted wave that reflect from any object and coming back and make a superposition. So at that time we use term nodal point and antinode point. On nodal point, vibration that are almost zero, and here that is maximum. So instead of crest, throat, we use node, antinode. So maximum, in many cases we use both the phenomena. One more terminology that we will utilize in calculation that is first harmonic, second harmonic. So always remember first harmonic, that is lambda by 2, symmetrically that is half of wave, multiply by 2, then it becomes second, multiply by once again one more part, that's why 3 lambda by 2 and 2 lambda. So remember that, because in calculation we many time examiner ask find out the second harmonic frequency. So at that time you have to use lambda. One more type of wave, in case of ultrasonic sound we do not have utilization of this, but it is necessary we have an idea about surface wave. So that is totally different than the previous case. Here movement of particle, that is in elliptical path. From animation you can easily see path of motion of particle, that is elliptical. So such a wave, they are known as surface wave. Now come directly on the point. Many time we have a question, write down the property of ultrasonic sound. So here you can easily remember as well as understand. First, ultrasonic waves are frequency and high energetic sound waves. So by default, using common sense, you can say that here frequency that is more than 20,000 means 20,000 K. So it is very high frequency, and due to high frequency they are highly energetic, and it is a one type of sound. Ultrasonic wave produce negligible diffraction effect because of their small wavelength. As you know that frequency and wavelength have a relation that is inversely proportional. So frequency that is very high, so wavelength that is very small, and that's why diffraction effect that is almost negligible in case of ultrasonic sound. Ultrasonic wave travels longer distance without any energy loss. Very good property, and based on that we have n numbers of application like a sonar. And it is also based on common sense, as frequency is high, energy that is also high, so they have enough potential to travel up to longer distance. The speed of propagation of ultrasonic waves increase with a frequency increase. Here starting frequency of ultrasonic sound, that is 20 kilohertz. From that, suppose if you increase the frequency, then energy also increase, and by that way propagation that is also increase. Wonderful application that is associated with this property. At a room temperature, ultrasonic welding is possible. It is not very similar to conventional soldering. I will talk about that also in my one of the lecture, that is application of ultrasonic sound. Basically case where temperature is very crucial for welding, like as in solar cell and other electronic panel soldering. At that time we use ultrasonic sound, because here with a low temperature we are able to solve the material. Right now in market many deodorant available in a aluminium tin, and these deodorants are flammable, so it is not possible to weld its cover using normal soldering or normal welding. So in that case we use ultrasonic sound. Ultrasonic wave produce cavitization effect in liquid. So I have already shown one video that is about cleaning. So in that case we use cavitization. Cavitization, that is formation of bubbles, and due to blast in bubbles, ultimately we are able to use that energy for cleaning purpose. Ultrasonic wave produce acoustic diffraction in liquid. Wonderful property. I will in detail talk about acoustic diffraction, because based on that we are able to find out the velocity as well as wavelength of ultrasonic sound. Ultrasonic waves cannot travel through vacuum. I have already mentioned it required medium. So, in vacuum it is not possible. Ultrasonic wave travel with a speed of sound in a given medium. One more property that is also I have already discussed, that ultrasonic waves required one material medium for its propagation, that may be gas, liquid or solid. Ultrasonic waves can produce vibration in low viscosity liquid, and that is why it become possible to clean the material. And using this phenomena, one more application that also nowadays utilized in cosmetic industry, it become possible to mix two immiscible liquid like as a oil and water by just passing ultrasonic sound. So, that is due to vibration which are produced in low viscous liquid. Ultrasonic produce heat effect passing through the medium, because ultimately whenever any wave pass through medium and due to friction it generates heat. It also have some similar properties which is already exhibited by sound, like as reflection, refraction and absorption. Once again I put, when ultrasonic waves is absorbed by medium, it generates heat, and that is why one more property that one more application that come into picture, that is cutting and drilling. So, I will talk specially about that also in my next lecture, how to do cutting, welding and drilling using ultrasonic sound.